Oh. Good morning. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. And happy Mother's Day to all our moms out there. It's a beautiful day. I think of my mom, my grandmother, my wife, my daughters who are moms. It's a very, very special thing that mothers do. A very special thing that mothers are. I celebrate you today. Welcome to our live streaming service this morning. We miss you. We love you. We invite you to sing wherever you are. Don't try to read lyrics if you're driving, but I invite you to sing along with our opening song this morning, Change for the Better.
It's always changing. I know change will do me good. Life is always changing, and I know change will do me good. When I stay in one place too long, I welcome change for the better. Something just feels wrong, I welcome change for the better. Nature's blooming around us always. Change for the better, and I know change will do me good. Yes, I know I change for the better. Yes, I know change, it's all good. Life is always changing, I know change will do me good. Life is always changing, and I know change will do me good. When I stay in one place too long, I welcome change for the better. When something just feels wrong, I welcome change for the better. Nature's blooming around us always. Change for the better. And I know change will do me good. Yes, I know I change for the better. Yes, I know change, it's all good.
It's so weird for people not to be here clapping after that. I hope you're all clapping out there. Good morning and happy Mother's Day. Thank you for watching the live stream of the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. We are so grateful to have you with us this morning. My name is Linda Brewer, and we are a spiritual community where all are welcome. You're just not welcome in person right now, much to our chagrin, and we can't wait to have you back with us. So we're glad that you're with us remotely. Our practitioner holding High Watch this morning from home is Katie Hernandez. Throughout the service, she will be in prayer, knowing that the best and highest is unfolding here. She's even praying for all the technical stuff, Raj, so I want you to know that Katie's holding y'all in prayer that everything goes smoothly back there, Rob and Bernie and Raj. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. So from wherever you are, I invite you to join me in saying with feeling our purpose statement. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. Don't forget all the latest information and inspiration is on our website, which is www.spirituallyfree.org. You can even find some local information there about the COVID-19 and testing and that kind of thing. So check that out. Our theme for this month is Listen to Your Heart, and Reverend Jan Ewing will be our speaker this morning. Yay. She is going to be talking about the changing face of motherhood. And then next week, Sally Jo Taggart will be back with us. So here's what's coming up. Starting this Wednesday at 6:30, we have a 5-week certificated class with our dear friend, Reverend Lynn Hegster. This will happen over Zoom. The class is called Mental Equivalence, and it offers the opportunity to learn to activate the powerful law of mental equivalence. If you would like to manifest your greatest desires, this class will help you discover how to measure and expand your thinking to create a larger mental image so that you can bring into being what you truly desire. For more information and to register, please click on the classes link that you see right there on the home page, and it'll tell you what to do. Also, starting this week on Tuesdays at 1:30, Home Office is offering a weekly after lunch special. I guess that's like the after school special, but only after lunch. This will feature 15 to 20-minute interviews with some of the brightest beings in New Thought and religious science. So go to the announcement sections of the website for more information. While you're there, check out all the other cool things that you can access from our site. We have free mandalas that you can download in color. There are global prayer gatherings that you can find out about. There's a sale right now on the digital subscription to the monthly Science of Mind magazine, as well as links to daily virtual story time, animal webcams, and other fun things for kids of all ages to do. So be sure to check that out. Also, another thing you'll find on our site is the link to the great Cozy Couch concerts that Home Office has put together for every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 7 p.m. There are so many great concerts coming up this month. Next Friday is Jesse Powers. Saturday is Bob Sima. And next Sunday, a week from today, is Michael Gott. And tonight's concert is from Karen Drucker. So here's a little preview of that.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I say, Daddy, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I feel so grateful. Every day I say thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. Goes like this now. Gratitude before me, behind, gratitude behind me, to the left. Gratitude to the left of me, to the right. Gratitude to the right of me, above me. Gratitude above me, below me. Gratitude below me, within me. Gratitude within, all around me. Gratitude all around. I'm so grateful.
All right, so that's 7 o'clock tonight for Karen Drucker. Don't miss that. We sing a lot of her songs here, so I know you all recognize some of them. It is especially important to remember right now that our center is a community that was founded on and is grounded on prayer. While they can't be here with you on Sundays, our practitioners are still working for all of you, using the art and science of affirmative prayer to help you cope with any of the challenges that you may be facing and to help you rejoice for the things you're grateful for. On our homepage of the website, you can email us a prayer request. And if you do, all the practitioners will be praying for you throughout this week. I invite you when we reach the part in the service where Reverend Jan will do a prayer at the end of her talk, that you go to the website and send us a prayer request, so that since we can't have you come up for the wall of prayer, we'd love to be able to pray with you that way. And if any of you are struggling and need some help out there, please send us a prayer request and ask to speak to a practitioner, and one of us will give you a call this week. So, alrighty. So right now, I want to invite you to allow today's reading and the centering music to open your heart and prepare you to connect to that sacred space within you, and then Selena will speak her word in prayer.
Our reading this morning is called Nature's Tribute to Our Mothers. Source unknown. Nature often offers metaphors more elegant than we can manufacture. In the redwood ecosystem, all seeds are contained in pods called burls, tough brown clumps that grow where the mother's tree trunk and the root system meet. When the mother tree is logged, blown over, or destroyed by fire, the trauma stimulates the burl's growth hormones. The seeds release and trees sprout around her, creating circles of daughters. The daughter trees grow by absorbing the sunlight their mother seeds to them when she dies. And they get the moisture and nutrients they need from their mother's root system, which remains intact even after her leaves die. Although the daughters exist independently of their mother above ground, they continue to draw sustenance from her underneath. I am fooling only myself when I say my mother exists now solely in the photograph on my bulletin board, or in the outline of my hand, or in the armful of memories I still hold tightly onto. She lives on beneath everything I do. Her presence influenced who I was, and her absence influences who I am. Our lives are shaped as much by those who leave us as they are by those who stay. Loss is our legacy, insight our gift, memory is our guide.
My heart is open, love moves through me. My heart is open, peace moves through me. God is the stillness deep in my mind. God is the love that beats my heart. My heart is open, love moves through me. My heart is open, peace
in this beautiful moment. That I recognize that one presence and that one power that is moving in and through all of life. Always has, always will, without beginning or end. Moving into expression as absolute love, intelligence, compassion, and power. And recognizing this truth of the divine, I know that I am part and parcel of that one. Just as I know that for each person here, each person listening, and all of creation, each one of us have moved into this moment as expressions of the one. And as such, all of that compassion, love, strength resides and expresses in and through us. As we open to it, it just pours forth with ease and grace. It's always there, always has been, always will be. Resting in that knowledge. As I look out into our world, I see that mothering, loving energy well at work. I see it in nature right now, moving the flowers into being and our air blowing clear and fresh. The animals running more freely as we all have taken a step back. I see it in the hands of the doctors and nurses so tirelessly serving, and those that quietly clean and keep everything sterile and fresh, and those that are raising and harvesting our food, bringing it to us and serving it to us in our stores and in restaurants, and doing so with the love and compassion and strength of their beings. I see this mothering nature all around me in this day as we celebrate the physical mother. That energy flows in and through each of us as we open to it. I'm grateful for this knowing. I'm grateful for this time together. I've released this word, so therefore it's done. As together we say, and so it is.
It's that time in our service where I invite you to sing with us once more. As we move into the changes around us, the change of seasons, the change of paradigms, sometimes we feel pulled or pushed. Not always do we feel like we just step into it freely. I know that the answers that we seek have to do with the quality of the questions that we ask. And this song, it's titled, "What Does Love Say to Me Now?" I invite you to sing along. 2, 3, 4.
What does love say to me now? What does love say to me now? What does love say to me now? Love says, hear me. Love says, hear me. What does love say to me now? What does love say to me now? What does love say to me now? Love says, be still. Love says,
will sing forever. Love is the song of my life, and I will sing forever. I will sing forever. I will sing forever. What does love say to me now? What does love say to me now? What does love say to me now? Love says, be kind. Love says, be kind. What does love say to me now? What does love say to me now? What does love say to me now? Love says we're one. Love says we're one. Love is a song of my life, and I will sing forever. Love is the song of my life, and I will sing forever. I will sing forever. I will sing forever. Love says, hold on. Love says, just breathe. Love says, let go. Love says, hear me. Love says, be still. Love says, be kind. Love says, we're one. Love says, we're one.
Thanks for singing along. Yeah, beautiful message, huh? Our special music today, the extraordinary local musician with just an amazing talent. She can play, beat, blow, sing. Leraine is just a phenomenon that you have to experience. We're so lucky to have her join us today, our special music. This is a Mother's Day gift to all of you. Please welcome Leraine Horstmanshoff.
Hello, everyone. Yes, happy Mother's Day. This is a song I wrote for my mother many years ago. She managed to have 11 of us with a little help from my father. She's a really strong little lady, you know, and I haven't been able to see her because she's in a care facility where they're not allowing visitors. So I just want to send this out to all the mothers who are missing their children, or thank you, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. My mother has a big, big heart. She's got enough love for every child in this world. She says that we are all God's children. God is not prejudiced. She loves everyone. She said, love, love, love for all my children. Love, love, love. It's gonna heal this world. La, 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 la.
My mother seen the pain of war. She's had the hungry children crying at her feet. She reaches out with the grace of God and feeds us love to keep us warm and safe. She said, love, love, love for all the children. Love, love, love. It's gonna heal this world. La, 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 la. My mother's spirit is beautiful and strong. She carries me through my troubles. She says she knows mankind has lost his way. Just keep on loving every day and know everything's really okay. She said, love, love, love for all the world. Love, love, love. It's gonna heal our hearts. La, 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 la.
Thank you.
Way to wipe me out before I have to say words. That was so beautiful. Thank you, Leraine. So, Jan Ewing has served this spiritual community for many years as a minister, practitioner, teacher, and forever student of its spiritual principles. She views this teaching as a continual learning platform through which we are able to express greater life and happiness. Her life's goal is to bring a true recognition of the divine in every single person she meets and in any situation or condition in which she finds herself. After she attended a graduate program at what was then known as the Ernest Holmes School of Ministry, she came home to our center and spent several years serving it in a number of capacities, including as its staff minister or assistant minister. I don't know what we called it then, but later she completed clinical pastoral education at St. Mark's Hospital, and her ministry shifted to serving the greater Salt Lake community as a hospice and then a hospital chaplain. She was an early member of the Interfaith Roundtable, which brings leaders of many different faiths together to find common ground and to work together to serve the greater good. Reverend Jan feels that she is most fortunate to have walked hand in hand with so many brave, wonderful people through their most significant, joyful, and challenging life events. I'm grateful to call her my dear friend. I give you Reverend Jan Ewing.
Hello, everyone, all my friends here, which are very few, and everyone out there. I'd like to say good morning and also say that sometimes I spent, a little while since I spoke up in front here with a microphone, and I thought the person that calms me down, the voice that calms me down the most is Mr. Rogers. And I was thinking this morning, it's a beautiful day in our neighborhood, a beautiful day in our neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you be my mother? I thought to myself, Mr. Rogers would say today, he would come in, take off his sweater that his mother knit, every single sweater over 33 years that he wore. I did a little research on him. And then he would take it off and hang it up in the closet, sit down and change his shoes. And he would always make my children feel so comfortable, and his voice was so comfortable. And he would say something like, do you know what, boys and girls? Today is a very special day. Do you know what that is? Well, it's a special day for your mother. And it's time today that you can say, Happy Mother's Day, and maybe bring her a flower or give her a box of chocolates. Isn't it wonderful that we have these terrific moms in our life? Period, amen. And he would continue on. But it made me think, how is it that the voice of Mr. Rogers is not the voice of a woman saying peaceful, loving, caring, kind things? He was one of the kindest men that has ever walked across the earth. And that led me to start thinking about, where do men play the role in our lives, and how have men and women begun to change roles? It's fascinating to me as I look back, the whole Bible was written by men, and there is not a lot of reference to great women in the Bible. I mean, they are there, but they don't really stand out. And it wasn't until about the mid-1800s, I mean, you think the Catholic Church, the Jewish faith, all of those were operated and run by men. And then about the mid-1800s, the voice of women started to come forward and establish churches and find their name in religion. The person that started Unity, and Emil Cady, Divine Science, and the Brooks sisters, a lot of women began to take their place. So women's lib is not new. As we look back into the religious background, a lot of women, were powerful women, began to speak their voice and say, where do we belong in this religious atmosphere or church atmosphere? So it's not only Happy Mother's Day to the moms of the world, or the grandmothers of the world, or the aunts, but also just to women for being so brave to finally put their foot in the ground and say, we need to be heard. We'd like to see God in a little different way. Let's bring that feminine aspect in. And how wonderful that happened. I think to myself, well, first I'll tell you this. Do you remember the book, Where's My Mother? It is a children's favorite. And it's one of my favorites too, because it has to do with somebody, a little person, little tiny person, thing, animal, finding his backbone, or her backbone, whatever she was. It was written in the 60s, and that's another era where women began to find their strength. How wonderful. Her mother bird lays an egg in a nest and flies off to find food. Baby bird hatches, looks around, and there's no one around. I'm only telling this story to have you remember what it was like to be a kid and what it was like to be nervous and afraid. He can't fly. He looks for his mother. He looks around. He can't fly, so he's to walk in search of her. And he first comes upon a little kitten, and he says, "Are you my mother?" And the kitten goes, "Meow, I'm not your mother." And so he continues to walk, and a little hen, he meets a hen, and the hen looks at him, and the little bird says, "Are you my mother?" And the hen says, "No, I'm not." And he continues on, meets a dog and a cow. None of these are his mother. And he's getting really anxious and really upset, and all of a sudden a steam shovel picks him up in the air, and this little baby bird is very nervous and suddenly says, doesn't ask, "Are you my mother?" "I want my mother!" Exclamation point. "I want my mother." Made a demand, and the steam shovel drops him down into the nest where his mother has returned to the nest with some food for him. And he begins to tell her, I don't know why I think the baby bird is a he, but begins to tell his story of all of his adventures. And then they hug each other. They put their little bird wings out like this, and they hug each other. And that's the end of the story. The end. But then that made me think, well, when we're a baby, how do we know who our mother is? There's lots of surrogate mothers. And there is nothing that says, in my mind, that a surrogate mother can't replace a natural mother. And as I thought about that, I thought, how can you identify? Because we have all kinds of moms now. We have dads that are moms. We have aunts that are moms. We have everything that are taking all kinds of people taking care of children. And so I thought, well, I looked it up in the dictionary, and you know what? This is the way you can explain it. Mother is a noun, and it's also a verb. Noun as a mother is the person who goes in the town records she birthed to. And mother as a verb, I think this is so neat, is the one that gives you care and affection. And it may or may not be your birth mother. And it may or may not be a woman. Because our society and our world has changed so much. Imagine how, to me, it is a relaxing thing that men may be more comfortable with, and women, because they are drawn to the thing that calls to them. A lot of men make great moms. We have moms and dads and LGBT, trans, everybody raising children. How lucky. Can you imagine being a kid? Older people think it would be confusing, but to be a kid and have people around you that loved you so much, and one might be an auntie, one might be a great-grandma. There are so many, our world has changed in magnificent ways, and I hope we are able to continue those changes. I thought of the song, Tevier in the song Tradition, and Fiddler on the Roof, and how Tevier would stand and sing Tradition. He wanted his daughter to marry this old man in the village, and she did not want to. But tradition says you marry whoever your father chooses for you. And he walks around and sings his song, Tradition, Tradition, and wants this to happen the way he feels it should happen. And of course, you know the rest of the story. It all ended up just fine. But, and you think of people now, think of mothers and fathers. I got thinking, it's a whole range of colors, black and white, brown, yellow, red, purple hair. I know women who wear purple hair. Lesbian, gay, all the members of our beloved family. How wonderful to see these families of all colors and sizes. I'm stunned that it took so long to realize that something other than a married man and a woman could adopt and raise children. For centuries, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, siblings have filled in and parented when they needed to. We as a culture have simply expanded the possibility of what family looks like. We are so fortunate, so lucky to stand in history right now. Who knows what it'll be 100 years from now, but we know how it was 100 years ago. It's like a miracle. This term came to me. Motherness is otherness. And I say that because a mother can be anyone who nurtures you. And to paraphrase grumpy old Dr. Seuss, who I read and remember, he used to sit up in a bell tower in his house and write. And he wasn't a very friendly person. A family is a family, no matter how large, no matter how small. No matter the color, the short or the tall. If love lives at home, ... you get to put in the rest of it. So I encourage you to take a little rhyme and make it your own and send it into the website because the webmaster will love reading them, I'm sure. Actually, I wrote, if love lives at home, it's up to you to finish this poem. I found some lyrics from a song that I would like to read. I never heard of Jim Brickman, but what he has to say is lovely. And I was raised in a house where there was not a lot of demonstrative love. It was New England. We did a lot of things together, but hugs and that stuff. I mean, to walk into a church where people hugged me was very different, I'll tell you. And that was a long time ago, but now I like it. But he writes, and I say this as you think of your own mother or someone who loved you like you wanted to be loved. Thank you for watching over me, all the sleepless nights you lay awake. Thank you for knowing when to hold me close and when to let me go. Thank you for every stepping stone and for the path that always leads me home. I thank you for the time you took to see the heart inside of me. You gave me the roots to start this life and then gave me the wings to fly. And I learned to dream because you believed in me. There's no power like this on earth, no treasure equal to its worth. The gift of a mother's love. Thank you. I see our sound person is signaling me with light signals. I guess he's telling me I'm the light of the world. Must be. Thank you for giving me the choice to search my soul till I could find my voice. And thank you for teaching me to be strong enough to bend. You gave me the roots to start this life, and I learned to dream because you believed in me. There is no power like the gift of a mother's love. Over the years of listening to people as a chaplain, I have heard stories and stories. The art of a chaplain is inquiry. It is about asking questions. And it's not nosiness, it's about how to hear people's souls. About everything and anything. There's nothing like illness, trauma, or Mother's Day to bring a person's heart to the surface. And how wonderful that we have people that can listen. I so wished in the middle of COVID in the hospitals that there could have been chaplains there to sit and hear what was being said and hear the heart of the person in the bed. The first time I cried in a long time was in a religious science service many years ago. And it was a Mother's Day. I guess my heart was touched in a way that was almost foreign to me. I wondered who was pouring the bucket of water out of my eyes. I sobbed. I remember sitting and sobbing as quietly as I could, with my shoulders shaking, but I would not cry out loud, God forbid. I should wail. No wailing for me. But I felt feelings I hadn't heard in years. I had worked so hard to be free, white, liberated from parental control. I sort of forgot about the soft feelings toward my parents. As I hitchhiked through Europe, skied every hill I could find, I was into adventure and learning new things. I married, had children, busy, busy, busy. And then one day, sitting in a church service, and all of a sudden, feelings bubbled up. They seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere. I began to remember how much I was loved. I have a very close friend who describes her mother as her best friend. And maybe you do that too. They could talk about anything and everything. They confided in each other and deeply cared about each other. They laughed together, played together, shared everything, and deeply loved each other. On a Thanksgiving day many years ago, death paid a visit suddenly, and her mother was gone. In the twinkle of an eye, whisked away to heaven. My chum was devastated. Her heart died a little that day, and her sorrow is awakened when she tells her story. The gifts they shared are always a wonderful piece of her life and spark her memories of the joy they had together when she tells the story. Join me in sending her love today. And we all send you love as you remember your mother. The very deepest love is such a different feeling from day-to-day feelings, I think. I wonder how you're feeling about your mom today or your grandmother, all your relatives, the people that fed you and searched your soul and asked the questions they needed to ask. There's a love that can make your heart ache, and there's also a love that can make your heart sing. And when I hear our singers up here, or playing their instruments, or playing their flute, I hear an angel, and I hear lightness of being, and I hear the beauty of music, which to me is a feminine quality. No offense to our male people in music, who is a very heartfelt person for sure. So your heart sings, and these feelings can arise when you don't even expect them to. They just pop up, and the tears flood out to your eyes when I hear Leraine play or people sing here. I can't help but have those loving feelings toward all of them. And it's a surprise factor. Have you ever been sitting there not expecting it, and all of a sudden, and then it bypasses your ears and everything else and comes out your eyes? I don't figure out who does that or how that happens. Oh, well. So in Science of Mind, we teach, and this started, back in the 1800s, Ernest Holmes, that there is one mind and one power. And the New Thought movement was that there is an omnipresent God, omnipowerful God, in and through everyone. And this was really a new thought. It's no wonder it was called that way. And it operates through and in us. It's like a car, though, in some ways. It just keeps going and going and going, but it doesn't need any gas. It's always there. I think of the songwriter Daniel Nahmod, who wrote the song One Power. Indivisible, but you see it everywhere in every way. Excuse me. One power, indescribable, but you speak it with your works, the words you say. You're serious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord. Call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings, or heaven's door. Those are just a few of the words, but there is just one power. And how lucky we are to know that it is present for us all the time. Do you remember from the Bible the lady that was sick for a long time, and she reached out to touch the hem of Jesus' robe as he walked by? She reached out and said to herself, "If I touch his garment, I shall be whole." And she reached out to touch it as he passed, and he turned himself around. And he said to her, "Daughter, be of good comfort. Your faith has made you whole." and you will be whole from now on. That makes me think to myself that even back then, Jesus knew what we now teach, that it is what you believe that makes you whole. And how neat that we can see it that way now. Because we're a product of what we think, and a product of what we say, and we're a product of the living God in us if we choose to see it that way. We believe Spirit or God is always in and through our lives to the degree that we believe in it. And that Spirit shows up in everybody we love at that moment, and that person, despite what we think and see and judge. And I only put that in and I say it because it's so easy to criticize today, to look at our leaders and get on one side or the other and say, this one is a bad one, and this one is a good one. But we must remember that it's all God. And so in the middle of this COVID virus and everything that's going on, let us remember that God is the only thing there is. We've already thanked the medical personnel, and we've watched as this virus makes its course. But as we know that God is in the center of all things, one power, one mind, one thought. To all the mothers of the world, thank you, thank you, thank you for showing us and being the example of God's love. I wonder if you would join me in prayer. And music's coming back up. So as we sit quietly, and remember, move to that space where you know who you are, truly, not the person you pretend to be or the person you think other people think you are. Remember that God is your source. The divine Spirit lives in and through you. You are the emissary of the divine. Gently and quietly walk this earth as if you knew that you were shepherded and known as the mother of all humankind. That there is one life, there is one power, there is one beautiful light shining out from each of us. And that power and the presence dwells deep within us and knows truly that there is nothing else other than God. We now shed all those ideas about criticism or nervousness or anything that stands in our way to what we are guided to do. I recognize and know that Spirit walks and is in the heart of every single person. Moms and moms, dads and dads, LGBTQILTA, and all the others. That there is nowhere where that power is not present. How wonderful that we can be and honor that within ourselves and other people. So gently we release anything contrary to the beauty of God. We release all that is not like divine Spirit. We let it go. We let it go. We let it be somewhere else. And we walk proudly in the footsteps of the divine and know that our lives are blessed and full and comforted all the time. And so it is. Amen.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I
Am I back now? Yes. I feel really blessed and grateful to have had Reverend Jan back on the podium this morning. Excellent talk. Thank you. Now is our time of conscious giving, which in our center is another spiritual practice, something we do for our own spiritual health and well-being. As we continue having our services remotely to keep everyone safe and well, we are grateful for your continued support and maintaining our financial health for the center, since our expenses also continue during this time. Thank you for continuing to give. Now, I invite you to take your gift into your mind and heart as we speak together our giving blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me.
Let's invite Leraine Horstmanshoff back up to share some special music.
So I'm going to dedicate this song to this beautiful Mother Earth that we get to share and live on. And, you know, everything is a blessing. You know, even this virus has woken people up by the masses, really, because 9/11 didn't do it and Katrina didn't do it. So it's like, well, you know, let's all wake up together and really enjoy this clean air. All the animals are loving it, and, you know, this is the new paradigm. Who wants to work 40, 50 hours a week? Ba-ba-bum. So, yes, thank you, Mother Earth, for all you give us. She is so forgiving and always gracious. And big love to all the mothers and the Mother Earth that carries us all. Thank you to the Spiritual Center and everyone that shows up every Sunday. Raj and all those sound guys and a few people here. Thank you, Rick, and this awesome band. So blessed to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Leraine. Wow. I trust you feel the spirit of the day. How lucky we are. We're blessed to have you in our community. We hope you have a blessed and powerful week. Look for the helpers, look for the good. I hope you have a chance to enjoy Mother Nature this week too. Let's sing together our closing song. Together we can change the world.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's not too late. Together we can change the world. Lay the puzzle pieces out, find out what it's all about. Together we can change the world. I could start this by myself, but I'm asking for your help. Together we can change the world. Sailing past where it's been charted, roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. With our hands and with our hearts, we can dare to make a start. Together we can change the world. What if we spoke with one voice, knowing that we have a choice? Together we can change the world. I could start this by myself, but I'm asking for your help. Together we can change the world. Sailing past where it's been charted, roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. Change your mind and change your life. Set up fear and strife. Together we can change the world. When we open up our eyes, then we start to realize. Together we can change the world. I could start this by myself, but I'm asking for your help. Together we can change the world. Sailing past where it's been charted, roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world.